Today I'm going to show you how to download LabVIEW so you can be able to run a program with LabVIEW. It's not very hard to do. There's a lot of things you have to learn, but it's really easy. It's how I learned. But I'll show you how to do how to automate a functional test. How you can do a state machine. Anyway, it's really easy. First, you have to download LabVIEW, and you can get a valuation version. And I've already typed it once. It's actually this right here, but you can type it out. I don't need to. I've already done it once. It goes right to this page. It's nationalinstruments.com, ni.com. This is an Austin-based company. They wrote this software. Um, you can see the processing if you want. You don't have to. This is where you download it right here. And this is the one you want. Press download. I'm going to stop and restart right here. So I only got 1 minute intervals. Okay, I'm back to the same page. This is the download. All you do is you select your operating system. There's Windows, Mac, and Linux. Uh, and this is the view. This is the versions. This is the newest one. You want the full base professional. You can select 64, 32-bit. 64 is probably best for anybody with Windows 10 and up. Um, and then you press download to download the software. I've already downloaded, so I don't have to do it. The only thing that you have to do is you have to register with an email address, something with a name, like a name, Brett Finnerty at gmail.com, whatever it is. But your name, use your name. You register with this, and then you can download and use the software for 30 days for free. We'll stop and restart. Okay, I'm done. Like I said, I've already downloaded it, so I don't have to do this. But I've got it in my downloads folder somewhere over here, right here, right here. So I'm going to install it, and then I'll come back. I'm going to install it, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to show you how it's done. Okay, LabVIEW's installed, so now I'm going to start it. I'm going to run it. So I'll go over here to this, and it'll be LabVIEW. I went to the start menu, and this should be it right here, 2023 Q3. To start, you have to do this. It'll start with a 7-day trial, and you can extend it and get a 30-day trial out of it. So I've already, this software expires in 7 days. I've already started to test it and get it going. So I just this is where it would be. You do your 7-day start 7-day, but now it says remind me next time. So I'll do that, and then remind me next time, and it's going to start LabVIEW right there. I'm going to stop and restart. It's only got 1 minute intervals. Okay, as you can see, these are all programs I'd written before. So I'm just going to start a new one because I'm just going to start all over. So I'm going to just do blank. And VI it's one of their programs. It's one of their programs. Um, so you have two menus. You have two windows. One is a block diagram, and the other is the front panel. Front panel. So I'm pressing the right mouse button, and you can like put stuff in here: numbers, controls, buttons, whatever you want. I know I'm going to need a button, so I'm just going to set one down here for right now, and I'm gonna stop and restart. First, I'm gonna go over here to this because there's something I like to do. Um, it's I gotta stop and restart. It's under View Tools palette, and there's a reason I do that. I don't like this. There, turn that off. Now what I can do is I can press the Tab button, and I can. Sorry, I pulled so first that was highlighted. So and over here, if it's highlighted, you have to do this, and that was under the View, and then I do Tools palette, and it popped up. And what I turn that off because now I can do the tab button, and I can go through whichever one I want, and I don't have to worry about all those. If I need to get another one, I just go pick it. But the tab button makes it easier, so I can do certain functions with this. I gotta stop and restart. So tab button. Now I can move it. Okay. To wire things, um, You have to have that, and that will wire it to whatever you want. Just wanted to show you that. That's just something that you can see. So this is your block diagram. This is actually where you do your programming, and this is what your interface is going to look like. You press the OK button to do whatever function and stuff like that. I'm gonna stop right here for a second so I can think about what I'm about to do. Okay, so I'm going to make it easy. I thought about it a little bit. What I want to do is I want to do a ring. Here's the rings down here, and you want to do a menu ring of some type. You can edit what's in here by going down to edit items. There we go. So the first item, um, no test selected. That's a default value. Then you want, I don't know, we'll say test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4, test 5, and this will be run all tests. This would be full automation. Uh, full automation like that. I'm sorry. Okay, so that's there. So now press OK like that. Now you got your button here like that. And like I said, I can press the tab button. And now I can select if I want that test, it could that one. So there, 3. You could select test 5. If you select run all, it's going to run all tests. All tests. So now I'm going to go to the back window. So I'm going to let you see digital display so you can see the 0 that popped up when I did that. If I select this one, now it shows 4. So it's test 4. Well, it is test 4, but it's I'll show you on the back side. It's a number reference. Like that would be 0, 1, 3, 6. This tells you which test you're going to run. I'm going to stop. Restart. So my ring is over here. You can see I'm going to move this down here. This is the ring I just created. I'm going to rename it because you don't want to just leave it as ring. Let's say um, test selection like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a case structure in here like this. Case structure. It's real easy. You got a true or false. True, it does true state. False, it does a false state. When I originally did this, I thought you could only do true and false states. So that's why I designed what I did. Everything to me was logic. True or false, do this, do that, do this, do that. And that's how I designed it. I'm going to stop right here and restart because I got 47 seconds. I'm going to show you what happens when I wire this. It'll change to numbers. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to take this. Okay, look, it made 0. So 0 is default. 0 means it will run no test. It just does nothing. So 0. So test 1 is going to run the test 1 case. And there's only 2 cases right now. Test 1 is going to do test 1 case. So I'm going to stop right here and try to think about what I'm going to do for test 1 because all of them are going to be a little bit different, but you write to different addresses, you test different things. When you're talking to a processor on a board, all you're doing is writing to addresses. You write certain commands, you read back what it does, and you test different functions of a board. That's all you're doing. So it's all the same thing, but it's different addresses you write to and different bits information you're writing through those addresses. That's the only difference. And then you test different values from different addresses. That's the only difference. I'm gonna stop and restart. Okay, I thought about it to try to explain a little bit. To read and write to processors, you use or devices because sometimes you're communicating with a device through a GPIP bus, general purpose interface bus. And when you do that, it's usually a piece of test equipment. And you write commands to the test equipment. Test equipment does what it's supposed to do, and it sends back what it did, or it sends back the results. So to do that, you have to use the instrument I/O. Serial, you can use serial device to do a serial port on a board. First, you configure the port, then you have to do your reading and writing. You set your buffers and all that. You have VESA devices too. I got to stop and restart, but there's multiple ways to talk to certain devices of what you want to do and get the accomplish what you need to do. GPIB is generally for test equipment. Serial port is for boards. What I mean is serial port is for usually when you're communicating with a processor on a board or a processor when you're using serial port to communicate with something. Like I could talk to another computer from this computer with a serial port. You can do that. Um, I've never tried that, but if you have a serial port on your computer, you should be able to talk to another computer through a serial port. Um, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write different files, make it easy. I'm just going to do something real simple, real easy. I'm going to stop and restart. I'm just going to make different files and write different files. That's all I'm going to do. Write different information in different files. Stop and restart. So test one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open and create a file. Um, I'm going to write to this file, and I'm going to close the file. I'm going to stop and restart. I'm going to think about this for a minute because I don't want to do this wrong. Sometimes you have to test and make sure you're doing it right. And I'm kind of going to do that because I can't make this video last forever. So I'm going to stop and restart. I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to come back when I get it right. Okay, about an hour or so has gone by. I had to test a few things out and make sure I was doing it right. I made a little block diagram, so I'm kind of going to go along with it. I mean, I'm going to show you how to put all the parts in, but I made it and I tested it to make sure it's going to work because it takes troubleshooting to make something work, and that's something you just have to learn on your own. So I'm going to get started. Basically, I'm going to stop and restart, and then I'm going to start this thing together. So the first thing I'm going to do is, since there's a default case, uh, whatever's done in the default case, um, there's nothing going to be. It's going to send out a false statement saying we don't want to do anything. Where I'm going to build what's going to be done is going to be down here. Normally, you do all your work up here, so I'm going to leave this uh, is a really large area because you do most of your work inside here for your test. But since this one is just, we're just going to write one thing and send it to another area, I'm going to leave it all blank because you can put your whole test in there. And what we're going to do is just make a log file at the end of it. So it makes it really easy doing it this way. But I'll get started. So I'll do this. I'll do a duplicate case. It should be 1, and this one's going to be a true, like that. I'm going to stop and restart.